Well, hello, my friend. Welcome back to the Clinical Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Rhonda Nelson. I am your host. This is episode number 30. Well, we talked last week in last week's episode about the importance of using the free tool that Google gives us, whether you love Google, don't love Google, still, it's a free tool for businesses called Google My Business. And it is unbelievably effective for attracting your local customer because it's a local business tool. So last week we talked about that. This week I'm actually in the middle of this is day 2 as of the day that this podcast gets released. But this is day 2 of the 5-day Google My Business challenge. So if you're listening to this and you want to join in, it's not too late. The link is in the show notes, but I'll give it to you real quick. If you want to go sign up, it's not too late. You can still jump in and benefit from the challenge this week. All you have to do is go to rondanelson.com/ 5-day GMB. So that's the number 5-day GMB. That stands for Google My Business. So if you want to join us, you're welcome to. I'd love to have you. But kind of on the heels of that conversation, what I wanted to talk about today are the digital assets that are an absolute must have for your business. Now, whether you are a practitioner working from home or whether you have a brick and mortar or you're just a part-time person, every business has certain digital assets. Let me explain what that is. That's anything that you would use in a digital format as a digital format on a digital or printed platform. So, for instance, one of the things might be your logo. That's a digital asset. Another digital asset might be the colors of your brand. That's a digital asset. It's something that you would use either in print or online. Now, digital assets are what they are. We've got them. I'm going to talk to you today about how you can kind of collect them and then how to store them so that they're all organized in one neat and tidy place. So, before we do that though, let's talk about the quality of your digital assets. When you've got great images, when you have a great logo, and honestly, timeout. Honestly, a logo, I don't really care about a logo as much as you putting your best foot forward with your images and your copy, especially on your website. Everybody always thinks they need a logo first. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's actually the last thing you do. I think you get your message clear, you decide what your call to action is, you decide who you're going to help, et cetera. You can go back. I've got some podcasts on that. But what's most important is that we've got professional looking assets. So your images need to be well done and they need to be professional. They also need to show your personality and your style. So if you are more of a straight laced, button up, wear a tie and a jacket every day to work, then your images need to reflect that. But if you're like me, I got just a pair of work pants on and a work shirt, maybe a jacket like this, and I'm kind of cash and a little bit sassy and edgy. That's how I want my pictures to be. I don't want to portray myself online as someone different than who I am in real life because my business and your business is just a reflection of you, right? It is who you are in business. That's who you are in real life, who you are in business. So you want them to reflect your true personality, who you really are. The other thing, you want to make sure that especially your images are what we call on brand. And what that means is that if the brand colors, let's say your colors are like a really pretty green and an earthy tan color, let's just say, you would not want pictures on your website of bright oranges and reds and yellows. You would want pictures of you with a photographer having professional photos done. You would want those pictures to be with some of your brand colors. And I'll give you a hint. This is where you can notice this all the time. Bad example for all of us, but you'll get it. If you watch the pharmaceutical commercials, just watch them. All the logo, for the drug that they're releasing, it always has a color. There's always some kind of a, color to it. There's one, and I can't remember the name of the drug, but it's green. Ibrance, maybe? I can't remember. but it's a green and the logo is green or got some green in it. Everything in the whole show, the whole commercial, the girl has green on, and it's the exact same color as the logo. It's psychological branding. So that person that's interacting with your business, your brand, they see those colors and they say, "Oh, that's Dr. So and so. Oh, that's my acupuncturist." So don't underestimate the power of using your own wardrobe and maybe even your background in your branding. So that's very important. Now, let's talk about what you need these assets for, and then I'll give you your must haves. So, here are some of the places that you might use those digital assets. Obviously, you would use them on your website, right? You got headshots, you got, copy on your page that goes with a picture. So if you have a picture of you holding a cup of coffee, you're going to want that copy, the written part next to it, to kind of go with the picture. So you want a variety of different pictures to use on your website. You're also going to use images on social media. Now, not every single picture has to be of you, but it needs to be on brand. So that's your logo. Those are your colors, right? We talked about that. So you're going to use some of your images, your digital assets. You're going to use them on social media. You're also going to use them on your forms and your handouts, things that you are emailing or handing out and giving to your patients. I know of quite a few practitioners that order coffee cups for their patients and they give them a coffee cup. And so it's branded. It's got their logo and their name and maybe a saying on one side, or an image of something that's a local attraction, a waterfall or a roller coaster or something like that. So you can get that's called swag, those little things, but you can even have your swag items printed with your logo, your name, your image, whatever it is. And then, of course, you're going to want to make sure that your emails are also on brand when you're sending those emails out to your patients. You want to make sure that you've got your logo at the bottom and maybe your colors are right on that email. So there's lots of places for you to use these digital assets. But here's where practitioners get stuck. When they're getting ready to do a website, work on their website, or send out an email or something like that, what happens is they get freeze like, oh my gosh, where's my logo and what are those colors, and oh my gosh, where are those pictures and where's that one headshot, and all the things, all those digital assets are stored in every single different place you could ever imagine. Some are on the hard drive, some are in the cloud, some are on your phone, some are written down on a scrap of paper. Like, they're everywhere. So what I want you to do, your homework here, your assignment for the week, is to make a place where you can store all those digital assets. So here's what you're going to want to store. So write this down. Number one, you want to make sure that you get your logo. Get a good high image, high resolution logo in different formats that you can save. Now, I recommend saving everything to an online platform that you can access, such as Dropbox. That's what we use. And we have a folder that says branding assets. Branding assets. You can call it whatever you want. But inside that folder is everything that we need to be able to get our brand out into the world. So, branding assets is that Dropbox folder that we use to kind of collect everything. So, the first thing you're going to want to put in there is your logo. So you want your logo to be in different types of formats. And the reason you want them to be in different formats is because you may need just the image part of your logo, or you may need just the words part of your logo if you have one that can kind of be pulled apart, but you're going to want them in different types of formats. The second thing you're going to want are your colors. What are your exact colors that are used on your website or in your logo? Those colors each have a number, and that number is called a hex color or a hex number. Okay. So the hex number, what you want to do with that hex number is you want to store it. I recommend just putting it on a Word document. So get a little picture of the color, snap a little picture, do a little screenshot of the color, and then put the hex number right underneath the color. So the hex number starts with a pound sign. And then there's a series of letters and numbers. Usually there's 6 of them. And that tells any computer, when you plug that number in, it'll pull up that exact color for you. So that's called a hex number. Okay. The next thing you're going to want is those quality photos. You're going to need some headshots. So headshots are going to be chest up. Then you're going to want some fuller body shots, like all full body, or maybe waist up or knee up. You want some variety of positions and pictures, and your photographer can help you kind of get those good quality shots. But you do want, in aside from stills and ones you have your arm on your hip or your head's turned or twisted, you're going to want some lifestyle photos as well. Now, those lifestyle photos are going to be ones of you sipping coffee or playing with your dog or sitting outside or driving in your car, things that you do in your normal life. And again, a good quality photographer will be able to take care of those for you. But it's a good idea for you to have an idea of what you like, what you think represents your brand well. So, one of the ways you can organize that in the meantime is to start a Pinterest board. And when you find an image or a shot or a pose and you think, oh, I really like that, I kind of like that pose with the shoulder up and the arm down, it's kind of a, good looking pose. Take a shot of that, or if you find it online, just screen grab it and throw it up on a Pinterest board. And that way, when you have that photo session with your photographer, you can share that Pinterest board with them and they have all the poses that are important to you, the ones that you really love. So now, once you've got all those digital assets kind of collected, you're going to put them in Dropbox, you're going to put them in a digital place, and then you want to sort them by type. So you might want to have a subfolder that just says logos and color. You may want to have one that says headshots. You may want to have one that says lifestyle shots. You just want to make sure that they're all in one place. But here's the one caution that I will give you. And this kind of has to do with Google My Business. Your Google My Business photos that you're going to use on Google My Business, they have to be taken from your cell phone and your location services has to be on, because Google My Business wants to know that you're taking those pictures of your location. So if it's your in-home office, that's fine. Just turn on your location services. I only have mine on when I absolutely need it. The rest of the time I turn it off, but I turn it on. I take my pictures. What that does when you take the picture, it puts on the picture what's called a geo tag. And that basically just says, where are you on the planet, right? Latitude, longitude, etc. Address, knows exactly where you are, where those pictures are taken. And sadly, unfortunately, fortunately, Google will pin that geotag to the location that you say your business is at. And when it's a match, it's a winner, right? That's when Google says, aha, I do know, I can confirm that these pictures are indeed coming from this address. So when you take them, they have to be taken from your cell phone and they need to be uploaded to Google My Business from your cell phone. That's one of the hacks that I'll teach you this week in the Google My Business Challenge. So there's my caution. Do not take pictures from your Dropbox folder and put them on Google My Business, because they won't have that geotag. As soon as you move that picture, like you store it somewhere, the geotag gets erased. So for Google My Business, always take them with your cell phone and always upload them from your cell phone to Google My Business. All right. Well, that's it. I know that was a mouthful this week, right? We talked a lot about the importance of those digital assets. So start thinking about how you can collect your assets, where you can store them. Dropbox is my favorite, but you may have another tool, iCloud or Box.com, wherever you want to put them. But keep them in a place that's safe and secure, and then begin to collect all of those things together so you know at a moment's notice where everything is when you're working on your website or you're creating forms or you're doing handouts or resources or flyers or Google My Business. Those images are going to be on your phone, but you'll know exactly where they are, where to go find them, and there won't be any more scurrying around thinking, where's that perfect headshot that I really needed? I can't find it. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, taking a few minutes out of your life and your day to just hang with me on the Clinical Entrepreneur Podcast. I love serving you and helping you. Be sure that you join the challenge if you need help or would like to know how to leverage your Google My Business. Otherwise, You can reach out to me anytime on Instagram. You can follow me there, DM me. I'd love to hear how you're doing in your business and where you might be stuck a little bit, and I'll see how I can help you. All right, my friend, take care. Have a great week. Well, that was a mouthful. I got a little overwhelmed with all that info too, but it's so good. This is a podcast you may want to go back and listen to again just to get all the little nuggets out of there. So, big key takeaways are make sure that you get those digital assets put in a safe place. And remember, if you'd like to join me in the Google My Business Challenge this week only, we're going to do it Monday through Friday. I'm going live every single day. Be sure that you go to rhondanelson.com/5-day GMB. So that's the number 5-day GMB. That stands for Google My Business. And I will walk you through the entire process step by step. So you'll make sure that you have your Google My Business all set up and ready to go. And then at the end of the challenge, I've got something kind of special to talk to you about, but you'll have to get through the challenge to be able to find out. So, my friend, take care. Have an awesome week. Go run your business like a boss, be the CEO, and let's make this an unbelievable year. If you need to reach out, you have any questions, you're absolutely welcome to text me, or you can reach me on Instagram via DM. I will put my text number, don't tell anyone, but it will be in the show notes, and you can text me and I'll be happy to chit chat with you via text. I love connecting with you. Take care. Have an awesome week. Bye-bye.